The Battle of Seoul is halfway through. Over 18,000 commanders have automatically or through manual sign up subscribed to the community goal to defend our ancestral home. This is double the number that had participated in the Battle of Shinrata Desra, which in turn was a humongous number by any standards of a war up to this point in time. The response to this event has been nothing short than outstanding overall, and we're delighted to see how many commanders, new and experienced alike, have joined in for this battle. As of right now, we are at 56.7% contributions. We are halfway through the fifth heart of a Titan, and the current expectation is that at this rate of progress, we should be able to complete this community goal in about a couple of days. However, considering that it's the weekend and it's prime game time, this is likely to slow somewhat, and as a result, take a little longer than the 2 days that the current statistics seem to imply. In related news, we finally have some statistics with regards to the behind-the-scenes tinkering that has been going on with our Titanic friends. When it comes to Titans before Cocijo, the total bonds that were required to take down a Titan overall were, and we measured this carefully, 176 billion credits, 22 billion per heart, which in terms of CG points, it would equate to 126 billion points if that CG points were a thing at the time in terms of conversion, which in turn translates into a total number of full cores, as in 100% damage to each core, of about 6,300. This is what Titans were before Cocijo. The initial setup for Titan Cocijo, as it was configured initially at the beginning of the assault, had been amped up to no less than 1.1 trillion in total bonds for the Titan, which was 40,000 full cores, 800 billion CG points for a scaling factor of over 6 times what the past Titans had been. As sort of the campaign went underway, I think our friends in the UK quickly realized that things were going a lot faster than they had expected, and put out a message on social media stating that auxiliary forces had joined the fight and were supporting Titan Cocijo. And what that entailed was that they further amped the hit points of the Titan by another 2.x factor, bringing the total bonds to destroy the Titan up to 2.8 trillion credits for no fewer than 100,000 full cores, and a grand total of 2 trillion. Is it trillion? I think it's trillion. Well, I might have gotten it back. I think this is thousands, millions, billions. No, I got it back. I got the scale wrong. This is not billions. This is millions, but you get the gist. Like, for a total of 2 billion community goal points, for a total scaling factor of effectively 16. So Titan Cocijo is effectively 16 times as tanky as any of its prior brethren. The interesting thing, at least for kind of theory crafter and data game scientists like myself, is that we finally have evidence through the data in the community goal of the tinkering behind the scenes, which we all suspected was happening also in at least the prior Titan, but we never could observe directly because acquiring data in the context of like a mass assault on a Titan was extremely difficult. But now we have that real data, so we have evidence of a god hand, if you will, and how it has worked, at least in the context of this particular Titan. This makes absolutely no sense for narrative reasons, but honestly, who cares? Like, if this had remained at the original scaling factor of 1, the Titan would have fallen in a day, and that would have made very few people happy, and it would have left a lot of people disappointed. So even though it does make no sense for narrative reasons, I think they did the right thing in cranking this all the way up so that all the people who wanted to get in the action throughout the course of a week had the chance to do so. Nevertheless, this is, again, some of the evidence and the specific statistics regarding the so-called God hand in the past. In other news, the free Anaconda claims involved in the defense of Hutton Orbital continue to be paid out. We have assigned a total of 168 of those. If you have a screenshot of yourself fighting at Hutton Orbital and you have not yet claimed your free Hutton Anaconda voucher, which is not a joke. In fact, it's more of a joke on the joke, as we've turned the joke on its head and we said we actually will hand out free Anacondas to people who sign up within the limits of what we're able to logistically do. But we've actually funded, through the contribution of generals commanders, 230 free Anacondas. I put up 100, and the rest of the community came together and put up another 130. And we've paid out, we've assigned 168 to qualifying commanders, and we've paid out 117 as of this point in time. So again, if you haven't already claimed but you qualify for it, send in a screenshot on the AXI Discord and we'll assign you a voucher. Note that submissions are now closed, as Hutton Orbital has now been defended successfully, so it's no longer possible to apply if you haven't already participated in the event. But if you have a screenshot or a video and you want to submit it, that still qualifies. So to the extent that we haven't run out of free Anacondas, we will assign you and pay out one of these free Anacondas through the methods that have been described in a separate dedicated video. One additional thing I will mention about the community goal before we wrap with this war update is the rewards are incredibly generous. There's a SCO enable FSD, hopefully A class, because otherwise it would leave us all scratching our head, which is double engineered with increased range and fast boot sequence, which in turn also affects the overall jump range, and the ability to add experimentals, which isn't always the case on pre-engineered modules. And just by contributing a single 1 point to the community goal, which means that all you've done is essentially scratch the thermal core of Titan in one occurrence. It's extremely feasible to do this. Everyone who does this will get one of each class between class 2 and class 7 frameshift drives with this double engineering, which are the best in the game and not obtainable by any other means. So these are freaking amazing. And in fact, we all hope that they're going to become available for either materials at a materials trader or for an unlock of some kind further down the road, because it further enhances the capabilities of our ship to a great degree. So this is like one additional and further incentive for people to get involved. With that, the bombing campaign continues. We are on the front lines. Hope to see you there. Glory to Mechan commanders. Commanders Mechan, over and out.